Ready Player One. We are on our way to see this movie. I'm kind of excited to see it because I like Steven Spielberg and I think he does good, especially with movies like this. However, none of the trailers have super impressed me thus far, so we shall see. My expectation's a little low, but I'm still excited. Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin, and this is my spoiler-free review for Ready Player One. Like I said, none of the trailers really just, pulled me in. I mean, it got enough of my interest because, it's Steven Spielberg. Visually, it looked awesome, but, none of the trailers really sucked me in. So I went into this movie with low expectations and had an absolute blast. I thought this movie was so fun. I gotta say, though, right off the bat, one of the things that really impressed me about this movie, all the trailers make it so clear. This is Columbus, Ohio, in the year 2045. Yeah, I lived there. And what impressed me was they got Columbus, Ohio right, man. Constantly cloudy and always wet. That's it. That is Columbus, Ohio. One scene, we could sort of see the sun, but no blue sky. It's just kind of sort of piercing through the clouds. That's it. That's Columbus. It's got its own weather. You just go and find a Buckeye on Facebook and follow them, and you'll see all kinds of memes about, Ohio having its own weather. You'll find it. But back to this movie. I did enjoy this movie. The story was really interesting, and what I liked about it is this very simple and very basic story. 3 keys. Find these 3 keys so that in the end you can unlock this door and the Oasis will be yours. So it's like a adventure treasure hunting kind of deal, which is awesome because Steven Spielberg made that genre. I mean, my gosh, he made that genre. And so it just felt like a nice ode to the 80s. Felt like a nice ode to those adventure movies. It really, in some ways, felt like I was sitting back and watching an older, late 80s, early 90s Steven Spielberg movie. I guess what you could say is a negative is it followed a lot of those same patterns. So I found a lot of it predictable. I could predict what was coming next. I could predict what that character was going to lead to. I could predict where that plot thread was going to go. And I was pretty right. But I didn't care. Because along with some of that predictability came those great feelings of nostalgia. And it's not just because the Iron Giant is in this, or because our lead character is driving the time-traveling DeLorean, or whatever, or those awesome random moments where just this little Back to the Future score would just sort of pop up. Oh my gosh! That was just so fun. Yeah, all that stuff was really fun, but the story was good. The characters were really interesting. And so that's the main things that I really want. I want a really good story where we really attach to the characters and we can watch them grow. So at point A, this is where they're at in their life. You get to point B and they've grown and they've changed and we get to go with them on that journey and watch them grow and change. I love that, and we got that in this movie. So that pulled me in even when it was predictable. Even in those places, I think it was slow. My wife, we walked out here and she commented that to her the movie was a little slow. I didn't feel that way. I thought it had a very nice pace and a very nice flow. But then I started to think about it and it's just but what happens if I see it a second time? Knowing every nostalgia thing, getting the nostalgia stuff out of the way, because now I've had all those, warm, gushy feelings. So now what if I go watch this again? Will I feel the slowness that she's talking about? I don't know. I guess I'd have to see it again, which I would be willing to do because I had a lot of fun. Anyway, I could just go on and on about it, but I think it has good, strong characters, and they're well acted. The visuals are incredible, man. And I had a blast just watching, the CGI characters when they're in the Oasis and just watching their facial expressions, because it reminded me of watching Avatar, where half the time I forget I'm watching an animated figure here because the facial expressions and everything is just so good. It feels like I could look in their eyes and get it. So it's it was awesome. The CGI was great. It was just a very visually good looking movie, and it has a really good, fun, simple story. And I did not mind that it was simple. I thought it was a blast and a good ode to the awesome treasure hunting adventure films of yonder year. Steven Spielberg, awesome job, my friend. Awesome job. So I'm giving this movie an A-. That's kind of between B+ and A-. Maybe if I saw it again, I don't know if I would drop to the B plus or not. But for right now, just going off the feelings I had walking out of the theater and just having so much fun sitting there and enjoying the pop culture references and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, the references were so fun. A minus. So if you saw Ready Player One, what did you think of this movie? Let me know in the comments, and while you're there, hit the subscribe button to become a Durbanian and hit the bell by that subscribe button. That way you're notified the moment I drop a brand new movie review, a theological analysis, a how they should have done that, a ranking video, or anything else that I do here. I'm Durbin. Thanks for checking out Durbania.